We're ready to turn the heels of our toe-up socks when we have either 26 or 30 stitches, depending on your size, on the heel needle. So you can see that I still have my original number of stitches on the instep needle, but on the heel needle I have many more. That's what yours should look like. So the first step of turning the heel is placing a marker halfway between the stitches. My halfway point is 15 stitches in. Let's double check that that's right. 5, 10, 15. Okay. Alright, and I'm just going to turn the heel with you. Follow along with your pattern. We're just going to let this other heel right here just hang out for now. We're not going to be working on it for a little bit. Alright, so the first step is to knit just 2 stitches beyond the marker, right here. When you get to the marker, just pass it from one needle to the next, knit 2 more stitches, there we are. The next step is to do a slip-slip knit, so here we are. There is your slip-slip knit. Knit 1 more, and now it says to turn your work, and I know that we're not done with the row, and that's okay. That's on purpose, so let's just turn our work around. And it's time to purl now. Alright, the instructions say slip 1, so we're going to do that just by moving the stitch from one needle to the next. Now it says to purl 5, which also happens to be 2 stitches beyond the marker on the other side. 1, 2, 3, and I can go ahead and take this marker out now, I don't need it. 4, 5, now it says to purl 2 together. Whoops, I lost a little loop there. There we go. Purl 1 more, and then turn again. Now it says to slip 1, here that is, and to knit 6. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, come on there, camera. There we go. 5, 6. Another slip-slip knit. Now you can see that there's a little gap here. That's good. That's what we want. So we're actually closing this gap up, and that's going to be the theme that we're going to stick with throughout our turning of the heel. So I did my slip-slip knit, I knitted 1 more, now it's time to turn again. Alright. Slipping 1 stitch, and purling back. We're purling 7, but I don't even have to count because I know that when I'm done, it's going to bring me to this point right here. 1 stitch before this gap. So I know that was 7. Now it's time to decrease across the gap. And I'm teaching you this so that you don't ever have to count again, because counting is hard and you get lost sometimes. So there's my purling 1 more, turning again. So now we're going to keep on with this theme. Instead of counting, we're just going to slip 1 stitch, work whatever stitch is facing us, so now it's knit stitches, work across until we are at 1 stitch before the gap. And you'll know it when you see it. It should be big. There we are, 1 stitch before the gap. There it is. Now we do our decrease over the gap. So slip, slip, and knit. Always work 1 more stitch. People usually forget that as soon as they get the hang of what they're doing. They're like, oh yeah, going to the gap, decrease, and then they turn around and go back. So remember always to work 1 more or else you're going to be off on the number of stitches at the end. So slipping 1 and purling across to the gap. We're just going to repeat this until all the stitches have been worked, and I want to show you what that looks like at the end. Aha, here's our gap. So we purl 2 together across it. Purling 1 more, turning. Alright, so you get the hang of it by now, and you can see that there's our little heel shape starting to form. I've got a few more rows to go, and I'm going to show you what this looks like when I get to the very end. I'm on my last row, just heading towards the end. My hands also look normal now. That's because I remembered to set the white balance on my camera. I was so excited to show you the heel that I forgot to do that last time. Alright, so here we are, doing a slip slip knit across the gap, and the very last stitch on the needle is our knit 1. Now please don't be tempted to turn and go back across one more time. I know this isn't done yet, but you can see that we just have one last step to do here where we decrease here and work this one. So don't worry, we're going to go around the sock and come back and close this gap up at the very end. But there's the little heel. You can see there are slip slip knits. If they're a little bulky, when we block it, it'll get nice and smooth. And there are little purl 2 togethers. Alright, so the next step now is we have to do the other heel, right? Oh, and looks like I've lost my loop. So you guys know what to do. When that happens, we just find that gap again and bring the loop back. Okay, so now it's time to turn the other heel. So just follow the same directions and do it exactly over again, only watch the next video because I have a special challenge for you.